Hi guys, and welcome back to the first day of Inktober. I have been waiting all year for this moment. I absolutely loved the experience last year, and if you're around last year, I was actually pretty successful. I'm very proud of myself because I think I only missed maybe 2 or 3 days of creating a video for the illustrations, but I did get 31 ink drawing illustrations done. So this year I'm excited. The goal again is to get one video up every single day, so stay tuned for that. And I have a lot of things that I really want to talk about as far as Inktober and my goals and the things that I think that Inktober can really help pretty much all artists improve on. There's just so much content and so many thoughts that I have about this kind of a project that I can't wait to talk about, but I will split those up into different videos coming up. So stay tuned for some more art thoughts from me. But if you don't know what Inktober is, it is just a art challenge that was started by Jake Parker, and his stuff is absolutely amazing. I love watching his YouTube channel because he has very inspirational art videos, things that help me get into the mindset of being very motivated and productive. So I love them for that reason. And I'll have a link to his channel in the description. But Inktober is just a challenge where all 31 days of October, you create an ink drawing illustration. And that's pretty much it. The point of it really depends on you. You can tailor it to exactly what you want, but a big part of it is it's something that you can improve on. It's something you can set goals for yourself, and it helps you create a daily drawing habit, which is extremely helpful if you want to improve quickly in your art. But I have loved this Inktober thing for a long time now. I have only completely participated the year before this one, and I started the year before that one, but I only got like 4 illustrations in. So I'm ready to like up my track record of being able to succeed at creating an ink drawing every day. So this will be year number 2. I'm excited for that. And one of the things that I'm just going to really briefly mention today, because I will absolutely be talking about it more and I'll give you more details in a little bit, but I'm really excited because I'm going to be publishing all of the illustrations from my Inktober, all 31 of them, into a book. So if you'd like to own that, I will absolutely be offering more information. I'm going to do it through Kickstarter, mostly so that I can keep track of pre-orders, so that I can order the right amount, and also so I can offer you guys rewards for when we meet different goals and stuff. So I am super excited about that. I am planning, my basic goal is to launch it by the 8th, I believe. I think that might depend on a few things, but I would like to be able to get some of the illustrations done and have that as content, as proof of concept, I guess, before I really launch it. But stay tuned for that. I will definitely give an actual announcement of when that'll launch and any of the little things that you guys need to know about it. But anyways, now that we've talked about that, we can talk a little bit about the piece itself. So today, and honestly probably most of the days, I'll be using pretty much the same supplies. And I actually did that on purpose. I really want this Inktober to be very cohesive. I want them to look really good in a book. And I also have an aesthetic as well as a little bit of a story that I want to portray through Inktober, which will come to light the more illustrations that I create. So I want them to be able to really fit together. And because of that, I chose supplies that I knew I'd be able to handle well, but I can push myself to figure out different ways stylistically to improve how I use them. So mostly I will be using my Micron pens, and last year I actually did a lot more experimenting, but this year I'm pretty solidly confirmed that Microns are going to always be my method of inking. That's the kind of illustration that I love. I love things that are very clean and controlled. And brush pens just do not work for me. They stress me out so much. And I know those are very like on trend right now, but I've tried them. They're just not what I'm looking for. So I'm really excited to be able to just dedicate my attention to the tool that I know that I want to go forward with. And there's a lot of artists that I've been researching and looking up so that I can emulate some of their ways that they create energy with these more static type pens. So that is something that I'm going to really push myself on. This first illustration is definitely not pushing myself into new realms with the tools, but it is something that's getting me moving and getting me in the right direction. So I am excited about really pushing the tools that I do have. I'm also working on hot press Arches watercolor paper. So I ended up choosing this because one, it's very smooth, so it'll work great with the pens, but I also wanted to be able to do ink washes on top of it. So this is pretty much the perfect marriage of the two things that I needed out of it. I do want to talk a little bit about my process for coming to this final illustration. I honestly really struggled with coming up with a concept for this one. I actually was trying to sketch something the day before so that I knew what I wanted, but I think that I was just putting a lot of pressure on myself to make this first piece something way better than I could imagine, something perfect, because I knew that it's going to be the first piece in this book and it's going to start off Inktober, and I really just wanted to start off with the right foot. But I think I was just psyching myself out to the point that I was shutting down all these ideas that I had on illustrations. I was thinking, okay, that's not good enough. I don't think I can make that work. That's not sharp enough. And it was really holding me back, and it was really stressing me out until I realized that it was just, I'm trying to push myself too much too fast. I'm not thinking of one concrete thing that'll push me. I was thinking about all these things and all these things that I need to throw at it immediately this first day. So I find that it's really good to be able to analyze what things you want to get better at and to use those to your advantage to be able to plan out pieces that'll push you and make you better at that. But you also want to be able to make sure that it's something that you still feel excited about, that is working with you. And that's really what happened for this one. I decided, okay, there's a few things that I definitely want to get more in my Inktober. So I'm going to choose one of those things, and then I'm going to move forward and I'm going to create a piece that I know that I can create, that I can make. So one of the things that I definitely want to do more of in Inktober is I want to do more full figures, or just more of the body, so that it has a little bit more dynamic within the compositions with these people. So I decided, okay, that's the thing I'm going to focus on. That's my stipulation. It's going to be a full figure illustration. And then once I kind of cleared out all these other things, because I was thinking, okay, I want to do a full character illustration, and I also want to do a full background, and it needs to be really dynamic with really interesting composition. And all of those things are absolutely things that I want, but it was holding me back from actually starting to work. And sometimes that can be very counterintuitive to what I think it'll be. I think that I can push myself, but ultimately it just ends up stalling me out. So once I gave those stipulations, that I knew what I was going to push myself, and I knew the basic composition, because I decided that I wanted this one to be very circular. And it came to me. I thought about it, and it just was a huge relief to be able to take that pressure off. And I felt like I was a lot more creative at that moment than I was all that day, because I was stressing myself out to the point that I wasn't feeling in connection with my own ideas anymore. And the ink washes, I'll talk a little bit about that. One thing that I think in retrospect could have been a little bit better is I think I should have either done that backwash on the oval behind her, either a little bit darker or a little bit lighter. I think probably a little bit darker. I do go in and add just the tiniest bit of shadows to the figure itself, just to help differentiate different areas, so some things would pop a little bit more. But I did it really, really softly, because I did not want the values to overpower the line work. But I did actually end up using the same value for these shadows as I did for that shape in the background. So I think that I could have pushed that back a little bit more to make her pop even more. But overall, I really enjoyed the use of the ink wash in this one, because it was so light. It was not nerve-wracking at all. It was just very easy to knock in some shadows and give it just a little bit more depth without it being all in. I had to get all the values dark enough, or all of them correct. It was just enough to enhance the line work itself without being a complete element separate in and of itself. And moving forward, I know that there's going to be some pieces that I do want to, and this year I'm actually going to cut out all the color. All the illustrations are going to be entirely black and white, and I actually love black and white illustrations. So I think this is going to really help it just be a lot more cohesive, as well as it'll give me a chance to focus on a type of art that I absolutely adore. And that is it for today's Inktober. I am so excited to go forward with 2017 Inktober and get a video up every single day, so stay tuned tomorrow. Let me know in the description if you guys are taking part in it and if you're following any sort of prompts. I'm really interested to know what you guys are doing and what kind of goals you have, so let me know. I want to hear from you. And as usual, I do have the original available of this at my shop, and I'll have prints of this one as well. I won't be making prints of most of the Inktobers, but a select few I will have at my shop, and this one I will, so you can head over there. I have a link in the description as well as in the end card. And that is it for today, but I'll see you guys tomorrow.